G'day guys. So at this point in the process, I just want to communicate a couple of things, and this is the stage where we really want your feedback, and I'll get to why in a minute. So in the keyword research stage of any campaign, we use a whole bunch of different tools and technologies which enable us to decipher relevant keywords for the client campaigns, and that's relevant for both SEO, for Google Ads, for local SEO, so on and so forth. And so it consists of a number of different things. First and foremost, we would look into things like competitor analysis, and not so much because we're interested in copying what's being done over there, but what we're trying to ascertain is what the competitors are doing and what they're getting wins for in running parallel to your specific business. But what we're trying to look for are things. So when we do the keyword research, we can put a whole bunch of data into Google, which gives us basically a return on things like search volume. Now, what Google spits out sometimes doesn't always correlate to things like the language that your clients use, or perhaps what they say to you on the phone and things like that. Now, this is a lesson that I've learned over the years, and it's become very valuable in when we're going. And of course, this is like optimization 101. You're always trying to add things in and remove things from campaigns to make it perform better. So essentially, what I'm asking you guys for is you'll see in this in your keyword spreadsheet, there's a whole bunch of keywords in there, and some of them may look relevant, some of them may not. Don't get too caught up on it. Essentially, that's just what Google's returning as search volume located directly to or closely related to your business's location and your services. So when you're thinking about this, and we want your feedback here because it's relevant, I'll give you a couple of examples in a second. So think about, okay, well, these keywords, some of these are good, some of these may not be, but then what are clients actually asking me for? And when they, when they send an inquiry, what are some of those words they currently use? Sometimes, if they don't have a huge amount of search volume, Google will not even give us any data back on it. But they still may be very relevant, especially for things like local SEO. So a good example is, we have an air conditioning company of ours down in Victoria. They do, obviously their obvious keywords are things like air conditioning, Mornington, reverse cycle air conditioning, Mornington, so on and so forth. The less obvious ones are the requests they specifically get for product-related, brand-related things like Mitsubishi air conditioning servicing and that kind of stuff. Now, they're quite low search volume, which means we got no data back on that out of Google when we did the search, but it's still super relevant. So these are the things we want you guys to contribute on. So try and think outside of the box a little bit with this. Think about what clients are actually asking for. And when you're thinking about this, think in terms of, okay, what is, first of all, the business stuff is more obvious, okay? So say you're a plumber Mandurah, or you're a you're an electrician Central Coast, right? They're the kind of obvious things. The less obvious things are, well, clients are always asking me, do you guys do USB PowerPoint installations on the Central Coast? So these are the things we want your insight on. Now, you haven't got to go crazy on it, and don't go like super micro. Just think about some of the bigger things they ask you. They're the things we want. So we want to have that conversation with you, and we want you guys to be able to contribute at this point in time. If you have any questions with this, let us know. Hopefully that kind of explained it for you. But if you're stuck on anything, let us know. But this is an important part of the process. We really do want your input here. It's super valuable. So thanks.